Hi, I'm Summer Inanen.
Hey, I'm Sarah Ramsden. And in today's episode of SNS TV, we are talking about that food that you cannot live without.
Yes.
And maybe why you should live without it.
Yeah, so we always ask our clients, what's the one food you could not live without? And we ask this because it's generally a sign that there's something with that food that is really causing you to desire it and want more of it all the time. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about what those foods are for us and what to do about that.
Yeah, so just so you know, that food for me is hot sauce. Specifically Tabasco sauce. I do not have it in the house anymore. So way back when, I would literally put Tabasco on every single meal that I ate. I would even just like put it straight in my mouth to get like this crazy instant kick. It was amazing.
Yes. For me, it's ice cream. Like, you know, just not gonna live without it.
Yeah, so basically certain compounds in your food, as well as certain nutrients, can make you really want them more than other foods. So they can really amp up your desire, almost so it's addictive, but not we don't want to go that far. But things like nutrient deficiencies. So people who often crave chocolate, specifically dark chocolate in the evenings, were like instantly magnesium deficiency, sugar issues aside. And then things like for me with the hot sauce, so hot peppers are part of the nightshade family of plants, and they contain nicotine-like substances which can be pretty addictive. So that's another kind of area. So there's some chemical compounds in foods that can make them more desirable to you.
Which explains why I can't live without Frank's Red Hot as well.
Maybe you should do something about that.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole aspect to do with food intolerances that you may not have heard of before. So those foods that you crave the most are often because your body is producing a stress signal in response to you eating them. And you might be wondering, like, what? That does not compute. Like, why is my body telling me to eat a food that is not working for it, or is that stressing it out? And the whole kind of reasoning behind it is that when you eat a food that isn't working for you, your adrenals, so those little glands that sit on top of your kidneys and that manage stress in your body, when you eat that food, they send out stress hormones in response to this food, because they're like, whoa, this is not working for whatever reason, whether it's digestive or inflammatory, whatever it is. And just like when you're riding a bike and you nearly fall off, you get that like surge of like that energy, you're all amped up, you're ready to respond. You get the same kind of thing from that food that doesn't work for you. So for me, like hot sauce. And it makes you feel good. It makes you feel high and energized and just generally good. So whenever you're feeling low or stressed or whatever, you're always going to reach for that food because it peps you up.
Yeah. And then in addition, like it's kind of building on that, our psychological relationship with foods, you know, that craving, that desire, that urge is really, you know, our dopamine response. And that's like our pleasure and reward response that we get from seeing those foods and then from eating those foods. And dopamine is the neurotransmitter, you know, really responsible for our motivation to pursue that food. And when you eat that food more often, like the more you eat it, the stronger that dopamine response is. So the more that you desire it. Even though
the more you desire it, the more you want it.
Yeah, even though
the more you want it,
the pleasure you get from it is, you know, it doesn't increase. It often just drops off. Like when I went to Italy and I had gelato every day, like I was craving it, desiring it every day, but by the end I was like, I'm not even enjoying this anymore. So, you know, that whole cycle and that feedback loop can keep building. And it's also, you know, in the face of stress, like if you've had a bad day at work or you're angry, you're sad, you had a bad sleep, all of those things are going to amp up that dopamine response, that desire and that urge for the food. So you kind of have to look at it from a psychological perspective as well and ask yourself, like, you know, why am I really having these desires? Is it because I've been, you know, having ice cream every single day, or is it because I've been having, you know, really bad days at work? And also address that side of the equation. So in general, you know, we encourage people, you know, during kind of the elimination process of like a nutrition program to really, you know, take a good look at those foods, you know, try removing them and see how you do without them to really understand, you know, why you have those strong desires and urges for those foods so that you can address it and not have, you know, an unhealthy relationship or an unhealthy response to those foods.
Especially, you know, if you have this kind of silent, or supposedly silent food intolerance, you want to address that.
Absolutely.
Because it can be causing some really bad damage in your digestion and beyond. So
yeah.
Anything else?
So let us know in the comments. What's the one food you can't live without?
What is your food that you would take to a desert island? Mine is still hot sauce, and anything that hot sauce will go on. Any vehicle for hot sauce. I don't care.
Yeah, mine's probably ice cream and almond butter, but
oh, we'll go together.
Not put hot sauce on it. All right, so leave us a comment and let us know, and we'll see you on the next episode of SNS TV.